Here at SoundGuys, we go through a lot of noise-canceling headphones, and we've had some truly amazing products come through our doors in the last few years. From the fan-favorite Sony WH-1000XM4 to the unexpected and expensive Apple AirPods Max. However, even with these new headphones on the market, I still use the 4-year-old Bose QC35-2s as my daily driver. And sure, it's an old product, but it provides the best sound quality and fits for my needs. So when Bose announced that it was releasing the successor to my favorite headphones, I was more than a little excited. And now it's here, 4 years later, the Bose QuietComfort 45. But is it the product refresh we've been waiting for? And should you buy this over the last generation model? Well, let's find out. The new Bose QC45 headphones look pretty much identical to the previous model, sporting the same plastic construction and matte finish, albeit with more rounded edges throughout the frame and buttons. Weighing in at 240 grams, the headset feels light and distributes its weight well on your head, allowing for decent comfort over longer listening times. The ear cups are large enough to suit most, if not all ears, and the synthetic leather pads create a seal to offer decent isolation, while being breathable enough to prevent any noticeable heat buildup. The headband is also adjustable and has padding on top for added comfort. It features hinges near the ear cups, allowing for the headphones to fold flat or up towards the headband for easier storage, whether you're stuffing it in your backpack or into its included carrying case. The Bose QC45 sports the same controls as its predecessor. On the right ear cup, you'll find the power and Bluetooth toggle switch. Underneath, you've got the physical buttons for playback and volume control. And while it's a nice inclusion, I will say that the new rounded design of the buttons makes it too easy for my finger to slip and accidentally press the wrong one. And what's next to the controls? Why yes, that is a USB-C port. A very welcome upgrade from the Bose QC35-2s, which uses a micro USB connector. An action button is located on the back side of the left ear cup, which allows you to toggle between different ANC modes and summon your voice assistant of choice. And below the button is a 2.5mm jack, which allows for wired listening via the included 2.5 to 3.5mm audio cable. The design of the Bose QC45 isn't anything groundbreaking, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The QC35-2 was already comfortable, and I'm glad that this new pair of headphones doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. With these headphones, Bose is really telling us that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'd wish they'd listen to themselves. More on that later. These headphones may not look new, but that's because most of the upgrades are under the hood. The Bose QC45 now features Bluetooth 5.1 for better range, up to 9 meters before your connection starts to drop. This means that you can listen to music while you're in your room, and then quickly pop over to the kitchen or another room without the connection dropping out. The QC45 also supports Bluetooth multipoint, allowing for 2 devices to be connected at any given time. This allows anyone to switch easily between a laptop and a phone, regardless of the platform. Unfortunately, like the previous generation, the Bose QC45 doesn't support aptX or any higher bitrate codecs. However, it does support SBC and AAC, and you aren't likely to notice any issues when connecting to the headphones. The Bose QC45 can be customized using the Bose Music app for both iOS and Android. However, it doesn't offer that many features. You can pretty much just rename the headphones, manage devices, adjust how much of your stuff you can hear during calls, and toggle between noise canceling modes, which the action button already takes care of. We would have liked to see Bose include EQ controls, because as things currently sit, that is an issue. I personally love the sound of the Bose QC35-2, and so I was excited to see what Bose would do with the QC45. And let's just say, I got my hopes up a little too much. It's not that the headset sounds bad, it sounds line up pretty well with our consumer target curve, which is a measure of what we think sounds good to most people. However, there is a noticeable overemphasis in the high end, which makes sounds like cymbals and high octave instruments sound much louder than they do in the original mix. Additionally, because the emphasis in the highs is so stark, bass tends to feel underemphasized and lackluster in comparison, leading to some to crank the volume up just to hear it. And some people might like that, but I'm not one of them. Normally, you just drop the 3 to 10 kilohertz region down a few decibels in your equalizer. But oops, you can't, because this feature is not available in the Bose Music app. So you're stuck with this unless your phone or music app has a built-in EQ to mess with. It's a shame because if you compare the frequency response of the Bose QC45 to its predecessor, you can see that the Bose QC35-2 lines up more closely to our target, and it kind of feels like Bose took a step backward when tuning the successor to the QuietComfort series. Fortunately, the Bose QC45 boasts improved noise cancellation compared to previous models. It does an excellent job at canceling external noise. With ANC on, airplane engine hums will sound around 1/8 as loud. Noises in the mid and high frequencies are also dulled, including light chatter and traffic. I wouldn't crown it the king of ANC. However, it does hold up with other ANC headphones from Sony and Apple. In fact, our tests show that the Bose QC45 actually has an advantage when it comes to attenuating high-frequency sounds, although this only really works well when canceling out droning noises. The Bose QC45 uses a 4-mic array to help isolate your voice, and has a noise-rejecting algorithm to filter out external noise. From our testing, the microphone sounds okay, and according to the poll on our website, readers seem to agree. You'll get away with using it for Zoom meetings and phone calls. However, it's not going to be replacing a dedicated studio mic anytime soon. The noise rejection is also pretty good, which helps when you need to take a call in a louder environment, such as the workplace or even a coffee shop. If you're someone like me who wears their headphones for most of the day, you're in luck. Our battery tests clocked the Bose QC45 at around 24 hours and 50 minutes with active noise cancelling enabled. This is more than enough for even the longest international flights, if you're lucky enough to be flying right now. If you do run out of juice, it only takes 2.5 hours to fully charge the headphones, and just 15 minutes of charging gives you up to 3 hours of playtime. So the question stands. Should you buy the Bose QC45? This holiday season, probably not. And don't get me wrong, it's comfortable, has great noise cancellation, decent sound, and a decent mic system. But it doesn't have enough going for it over its predecessor, which is a shame because I've been rooting for a product refresh since 2017. Right now, the Bose QC45 is available for $329 US, but you can get the Bose QC35-2s for $80 less, and it has arguably better sound quality. You do trade the USB-C port for micro USB, which is a little annoying, but for the price, it's hard to justify the Bose QC45. At the end of the day, the Bose QC45 isn't a bad product, but after 4 years, I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect more. And I don't see much value in upgrading to the new model when my old pair of Bose QC35-2s does basically the exact same job for much less.